Hi from my screen to yours. My name is Sammy, and today let's talk about all the dramas that I watched this month of May. There's quite a lot to go through, so let's get started. First drama that I finished is Perfect Crown, and if you saw my last month's video, I believe, you might be surprised that it's in this video because I had previously dropped it, but a lot of you guys were saying that it gets better in like episode 3 or 4, so I decided to push through, also because one of my best friends was also watching it and she was really loving it, so I decided to give it another shot. I know there's like a lot of controversy that has since happened with this drama. If you want to look into it, you can look into it. I'm just gonna talk about how I felt about the drama. I was honestly watching it more as a background drama. I don't think it was good enough for me to give it my full attention. You guys were right, it definitely did pick up quite a bit in episode like 3 or 4. Dramatic elements, but also just their romantic relationship. The main couple had their moments. They were cute together, but I was never really shipping them that hard. One of the characters who I initially liked gets annoying, and not super annoying because he's not doing that much, but it was just like a random change of character. If you know, you know. I want to end this review by saying that my favorite character was the queen because she was such a baddie and she looked so good. I liked her character arc. She was the best character in my opinion. I feel like a lot of people would agree. I just feel like every scene that she was in, she ate it up. She had the most like presence. She just had a lot of aura. That's all I have to say about Perfect Crown. It was not bad. And then I talk about the C-drama that I just finished this morning. That is A Splendid Match. I said I was gonna check this out, and I was originally watching Light to the Night, which I will mention a bit later in this video. The lead actress of this, Min, she's in that drama, and I was watching that drama and I thought she was really pretty, and then I looked her up and then I was like, wait, she's the lead of this drama, which I have on my list to check out. So just a side tangent. I started this one, it immediately hooked me. I have never watched any of the two leads' previous projects, but I definitely will in the future. So basically this is a historical romance. It follows our female lead. She is bold, smart, which is exactly the type of female lead that I love watching, and the male lead is this calculating, also very intelligent official, and he can definitely fight well. He's powerful. He outwardly seems like cold and calculating, but obviously he's actually very warm, has a romantic side. If you know me, that is like literally exactly the combo that I love so much when watching historical romance, which is also why I love Love Like the Galaxy, literally my favorite C-drama ever, and why I also really enjoyed Prisoner of Beauty, which I watched earlier this year. The leads also have really great chemistry together. They're cutting the grass right now. Okay, I'll be back. I'm back. I ate lunch. And let's continue talking about A Splendid Match. So as I was saying, I believe this is their like 3rd or 4th project acting together due to being familiar with each other and being comfortable with each other on set. I watched a bunch of behind the scenes footage and they just are having like a fun time together all the time, and I think that came through with their chemistry on screen because I just really liked them together. They were so cute. She's really cute but sells like the strong part of her personality, and this is the first time that I've ever seen the male lead, Tsusha. He is so fine. Like, I'm low-key obsessed with this man. He's so hot. Yeah, that's all I have to say. He looks really good in this drama, like historically. I have also been looking at a lot of his pictures of him in real life, and with the long hair. Okay, we're moving on. But I also just liked in general how this drama had a really good balance between family drama, the political side of things with him being an official. There's also action, as again, he can fight well. There's also drama with romance because there's a lot of guys that like her. Throughout the entire 40 episodes, there's just a lot going on that is entertaining, and so there's never a dull moment. On the romance end of things, I would say it's more of a slow burn. They don't really get together until the latter half of the show, but when they do get together, because you know they will, they do have a lot of really cute, sweet moments together, which I appreciated. One criticism, which is more like a nitpick, it's like not a criticism, criticism really, which I've also seen people on TikTok mention also, is that the quantity of their kiss scenes, I'm satisfied with that. But the quality, it's not bad, but like it could be better, you know, if there was more movement, you know, but it was still good. One other character that I want to talk about is the second male lead, played by NCT's Winwin. I don't know the pinyin of his Chinese name. Dong Si-chung. I'm making that up. Anyways, I'm a big NCT fan, so this was my first acting project that I've seen of him, and I thought he was really good. I thought he really matched to this character, played this ratty, essentially like a rich kid really well. I also liked his character arc as the story went on, even though I would say for a good 75% of the time, I thought he was either like mildly annoying to being like really insufferable. But in the end, he comes back around and I'm like, okay, I like you now. Basically has a crush on the female lead. It's not really a spoiler. He acts like when you're a kid, there's a kid that likes someone else, and to show that, they just act mean. Like, that's his vibe, except he's like a teenager or however old he's supposed to be in this drama. I also liked the villain. I thought he was compelling and interesting, and I thought the ending was good as well. The like last conflict, I feel like wasn't rushed and was concluded well. Although I will say literally how it ended to me felt like slightly abrupt. I wish it ended more on a high note. I kind of wanted a romantic scene. Let's just put it that way. Overall, I still really enjoyed this drama. This is definitely one of the best dramas I've watched so far this year. If you like historical romance and you haven't started this drama yet, I would definitely recommend checking it out. The third drama that I finished watching is another historical one, and it is Coroner's Diary, which came out last year, and this took me like a few months to finish, and not because it was bad or else I would have dropped it. I don't know, it just kind of took me like several different times. If you didn't know, it's basically historical romance mystery. Our female lead is a coroner, and her and the male lead general solve a bunch of different cases that are happening. I like that aspect of it. The case solving and the mystery aspect is always something that I'm drawn to, and I thought the cases were all interesting, and I liked their characters working together to solve these cases. They're really smart and capable. And I will say that I don't dislike the leads as a couple, but I never really like cared about them that much. I just wanted to see them solve the cases. To be honest, whenever they had like a romantic scene together, I low-key skipped them because I just didn't really care. I also wrote here that near the end, it goes into more of like their personal revenge story. It kind of lost me a bit, both my attention and also I was kind of confused. So I wrote that, and I honestly cannot remember what happened, which is not uncommon for me. Overall, I would still say it's a good drama, and if the plot sounds like it's something you would enjoy, then I would still recommend it. Next, I'm currently watching one drama still, and I started this just a few days ago. It's the K-drama thriller detective murder solving drama, The Scarecrow. This one I will continue to watch. I feel like there's a possibility that I might drop it in the future, but as of right now, it's good enough. And the reason I'm saying that, despite you might knowing that I love these kind of dramas, and I did like the trailer when I watched it before, is that so far they are like going after the murderer and trying to figure out who it is and stuff, but I feel like a big part of it is also about the relationship and the history that the two lead characters have, because they've known each other since high school and they don't have a good relationship then and now, and so that causes a lot of conflict. I think personally I just prefer when these types of dramas are really focused and locked in on a team and trying to pursue the killer. Although I do appreciate that this kind of has a different spin to it and follows this different relationship between the leads. I'm not that interested in their like history, and also one of the men is like really not likable, and I don't know if he gets more likable later. You'll see next month whether I've finished or decided to drop this. And now I dropped 3 dramas this month. Okay, this one I dropped Pursuit of Jade. I said it. I know everyone and their mom literally was obsessed with Pursuit of Jade. I gave it a chance because usually I watch 2 episodes and then I decide whether I want to continue or drop it. And this one, I watched 2 episodes back when it first aired. There was nothing that I disliked but I also wasn't really drawn to it. But because of all the hype and everyone being like, oh my god, this is the best thing ever, I was like, I gotta at least give it a few more episodes and see, you know, if it gets me. I decided this month to give it 5 episodes, and I feel like at 5 episodes, if I'm still not really feeling anything, then at that point it's safe to say that it's just not for me. I can't exactly like pinpoint why I wasn't like feeling anything from it, because visually it's obviously like a very beautiful looking show. Not that that really impacts whether I want to watch a show or not. The characters are likable. The female lead, she's very cute. She has like an interesting story with her being like a butcher in this village. The male lead also has some intrigue with whatever is going on in his life and why he was attacked before and now is ending up in this village marrying our female lead. The basis, I guess, of the story is interesting, but I feel like it was taking too long to kind of move on. I'm sure like a lot of stuff starts happening later in the drama, but I feel like in the first 5 episodes, I was still stuck with them waiting to get married in this village. Despite the characters being likable and there's like some things going on, I feel like not enough was happening. I just like wasn't that interested. I haven't seen them in any other projects otherwise, but I liked them in the roles. They look good together. Also, I wasn't exactly like feeling their chemistry, at least like so far, because they kind of just meet randomly and I guess they sort of have a crush on each other because he's attractive and she's, I don't know, like she's sweet and stuff. I don't know. If you also drop this or whatever, I'm ready to hear your spoilers, both why you may love this drama if you're in that camp, or if you dropped this or didn't end up really getting the hype. I just want to read everyone's thoughts on Pursuit of Jade because I'm curious, and you can leave spoilers for me, but maybe give a spoiler warning. Next one that I dropped is Light to the Night, which I mentioned earlier, and this one is a detective C-drama following these 2 detectives. One is like a new rookie and the other is like a seasoned, kind of like jaded older man, and they're trying to investigate this mysterious disappearance, and it jumps between timelines. So it shows them when the case initially broke out and then many years later and how their lives have changed since then. And I want to say that I actually watched almost like half this drama before I decided to drop it. I watched until episode 13. Off the top of my head, I think it's 28 episodes. In the beginning, it's interesting. You're following these detectives. It's not that serious. It's not serious, but they have kind of like a lighthearted relationship. There's a lot of lighthearted moments despite the actual like disappearance that's happening and the shady stuff that's going on underneath. It was also interesting seeing them go between the different timelines and just seeing them investigate this case over time. It did kind of start to lose me at close to like episode 10, I think, but then something happens and I was like, oh, interesting, and then I started to get bored again. Considering I was only like halfway, I just decided to drop it because I just didn't care that much the finding out about the mysterious disappearance anymore. That's not the show's fault because it is very like character centric. It's not mainly focused on them really trying to solve this case. It's also a lot about these main characters and their relationships and their lives. And so they are good characters, like they're compelling. I guess not compelling enough for me to finish watching, but that's just on me. Like I think a lot of people will enjoy this drama and will finish it. It's just I got bored, so yeah. And then the last drama to talk about today is the K-drama We Are All Trying Here, which again, it's in this section, so I dropped it. And this one, it follows a cast of people that work in the entertainment industry and their struggles with envy, success, ambition, chasing their dreams, things like that. I'll be so real, like I started this knowing that I would probably drop it based on the 2 episodes that I watched. I think objectively, this is probably a good show, like well written with characters that are very human and relatable and show maybe like sides that you don't always see in dramas, and you can kind of understand the struggles that these characters go through, like different characters having different problems in their lives. I think as someone who also has like creative aspirations, I could definitely like understand some of their thoughts and feelings and stuff like that. However, just as a drama viewer, I'm just not into these types of stories. I appreciate that they are showcasing these struggles, and I think they probably do it well. I'm just personally not really interested to watch it. I forgot to film this part, but if you couldn't guess, my number 1 pick for the month is A Splendid Match. If you've watched any of these dramas I talked about this month, I would love to know your thoughts on them. What have you watched this month? Let me know down in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. I'd love if you subscribe to join my small drama community, and I'll see you in my next video.